HQ. This is Whiskey Mike Charlie requesting radio check. Over.
Yeah, War Machine Company. This is HQ. That's a good copy.
I'm Angel Business with WarMachineCo, and today, man, we're gonna be going over something pretty badass. This is my Apocalyptic AK build. You've seen them in certain movies like Elysium, Book of Eli. Well, he didn't have really an AK-47, but that's some of my favorite apocalyptic movies. But you've seen one in like Elysium, where Matt Damon had his AK-47 pretty much battle worn out. So, you know, those type of movies, I call this pretty much my Elysium, my Book of Eli, my Mad Max, my World War Z. And this is a Walser 10. This is a Walser 10, so it's not the most expensive AK. Like Ropsky, if you guys ever watch AK Union, he says, this is the gateway drug to the AK world. So let's stop the bullshit talk and get right into it, like Ropsky would say. I got inspired to build this. I was inspired to build it during COVID. I got a Walser 10, which this was my first AK-47. I am an AR-15 guy, M4 guy. That's what I was trained with in the military when I did my combat tours. I did 2 combat tours. I did a combat tour in Baghdad, Iraq, and then I did one in Africa. But, you know, I wanted to do something different and I wanted to learn on a different platform. So I decided, you know, why not get an AK-47? And a lot of people shy from the AK-47 because of the recoil between the 7.62x39 and the 5.56. But I go ahead and tell you, 4 years now after shooting AKs, it's my favorite platform. If you don't know, an AK is extremely durable. Less maintenance, really don't have to clean it. Hell, I've ran thousands of rounds through this. I would say maybe almost 2,000 rounds, and I probably cleaned it once. And hasn't had a single jam on the Walser. Your Walser, I would say it's not your low-end AK-47. I've seen cheaper, lower AK-47s, but a lot of people kind of stay away from the Walser. They say, oh, don't buy a Walser, it's a piece of shit. But I tell you, man, this Walser 10 I've had no jams on this Walser 10. I've shot in brass, steel, wolf, Tula, and it ate everything up. I'm telling you. It is truly the the gateway drug to the AK world, like Ropsky would say on AK Union. When I got the Walser 10, it was pretty much basic. It had your basic, if I'm not mistaken, it was like oak furniture, or it was a maple, if I'm not mistaken. So I decided I was bored one day, and I said, you know what? I think I was watching Elysium. And I said, you know what? I want to build me a freaking apocalyptic AK-47. So I came up with the idea with one of my buddies, and we came up with this, and it came out really, really good. So we're going to start pretty much here from tip to butt, and explain to you what I did on this Walser 10 to make it look like it's ready for, the end of days, or, any type of cataclysm event. We start here. I started with a faux suppressor, nothing fancy, not name brand. Yes, this is a faux suppressor. This is not a real suppressor, guys, all right? So, don't call the ATF on me, all right, guys? This is not an NFA item. So I started with this, and actually, this does have some concussive to it. It's pretty loud, but by it being so heavy, it does manage the recoil very well when shooting the 7.62x39. And from there, I came down. I got a cleaning rod. Most of your Walsers don't come with a cleaning rod. Put a cleaning rod on it. I then, to my handguard, I changed out the furniture. I actually kept the wood on the bottom, and then I put the cheese grater on the top just to give it that gritty look. No, this is not broken, all right? I wanted it to have that broken look that if you were to pick up a gun on the side of the road during the apocalypse and you had to put it together or rebuild it, that's the look, the battle-worn look that I want. Like, I had to do a super repair on this to get it going. So no, this is not broke, it's solid. But what I did was I took some athletic tape and just wrapped it around it to give it that look. All right. If we come down to the bottom of this handguard, what I did was I got my buddy to stain it. So we stained it, and then we took a lighter and we kind of burnt it to give it that type of burnt look. I also have a buddy of mine, his fiance. She's from Ukraine, and when she was visiting one time, I had an idea. I said, "Hey, do you mind writing some stuff in Ukraine, putting it on my AK-47 here?" And she said, "Yeah, sure." So she wrote, "That's my name in Ukraine," and then she wrote my name here in Ukraine. It's pretty cool. And then she wrote it on this side as well in Ukraine. I thought that was pretty cool for her to do, you know. In return, I gave her one of my flags when I was serving over in Africa when I was in Egypt. I gave her an Egyptian flag, and she thought that was pretty cool. I think it was one of those flags where my whole team had signed it, and I had an extra one, and I told her that I really appreciate her doing that, so I gave her a flag in return. Going back to the firearm, if we get down, coming down, just your regular trunnion. I did put an extended charging handle on it. What else did I do to this firearm? I don't know if this was a Soviet mag or not, but I battle worn this mag, as you can see. Looks pretty battle worn, and all I did was took some steel wool, and I just went into it all the way, and it probably took me a good 30 minutes to balance out the colors, but it came out really good. It came out very good. Coming down, still going from tip to butt here, guys. Next thing I did on this gun is I put a Midwest Industries mount on this AK-47. So you know the Walzer 10 comes with the little mounts on the side where you can mount. It has little ports. I don't know what those called, but bear with me, you know, on the terminology there. But it's got the things on the side, and you can correct me in the comments. So yeah, so you can mount any type of Picatinny accessory rail to this, and I end up mounting the SIG Romeo 5. A lot of people on this SIG Romeo 5, but I tell you what, for a budget, and I wouldn't really call this budget optic. Is it a duty optic? Not quite duty. But for the price it comes at, you can get these things for $89 all the way up to $125. I've seen them for $149. It's an outstanding optic. I actually battle worn this, so I took a hammer to it, made little notches in it, scratches in it. I did it all myself, guys. And the optic didn't lose zero. The rail, this Midwest Industries rail, didn't move. The optic stayed zero. So if anyone says anything about SIG Romeo 5 not being a battle worn optic, or I wouldn't go and battle with it, I would if that's all I had. But note to that too, that I would go no lower than the SIG Romeo 5. That's me. You know, there's a lot of optics out there on Amazon and in different places where they're like $30, $40. It's not my style. The lowest that I would go on an optic, budget-wise, or cheap optic, I would say is the Romeo 5. And I wouldn't really call it it's a budget optic, but I wouldn't call it cheap. It's a very doable optic. I run them on several of my rifles, and for the price, it does the job, guys. It really does. So coming back over here, we come back around. Only thing I did to this, I did put a recoil buffer in here. The recoil buffer, rubber coil buffer, like a super something. I put it in here to help with this bolt carrier group going back and forth on that recoil. So it kind of softens it up, and it keeps it from, you know, wear and tear on your internals. This is just your basic selector switch. I didn't do anything basic on that. I mean, I didn't do anything super chambers on that. I did put an ALG trigger, which is, if I'm not mistaken, ALG is the sister company to Geisley. So I did put an ALG trigger in there. The reset on it is phenomenal. I run ALG triggers, as you were, ALG triggers on all of my AK-47s, all of them. I did switch out the pistol grip, and I went with the Magpul rubber grip. It gives me a good purchase on that, and I can get a tight, nice grip on this AK-47. It also has a compartment storage thing here, and most of the times I get one of those the Magpul oil bottles, so you can have CLP if you need to oil up your AK-47, the bolt carrier group. Does it really need oil? No. Like I said, it's an AK-47, guys. It's gonna run regardless, wet, dry, whatever. Keep going down. What else I've done to this battle-worn AK-47? I do have M4 stock on this. You can't see it because I have the Shimag on it. But if you took the Shimag off, I do have an adapter that I did replace the actual AK stock, and I have the M4 stock put on it where I can extend it out if I need to. A lot of people have asked me when they seen this build, they said, man, that is a nice popular build. But a lot of people ask me why I run the Shimag. And there's 3 reasons why I run the Shimag. Some people could think it's dumb, but I think it's pretty clever. 1, that recoil from that 7.62x39 it's manageable, guys. It's manageable, but I can get a nice cheek rest. Nice cheek rest, nice and soft. Nice cheek rest on that. Very comfortable, very comfortable. I got this Shimag in Iraq, so it's pretty special to me. Another thing I can do, if it came down to where I need concealment or to blend in my environment, I can pull this the Shimag off and wrap it around myself and blend into the environment. It's another reason why I have it up here. Another thing I did on the Shimag is I made a pocket on it. So if I need to put any type of identification card, USB drive, or extra ammo, anything in here, I have an actual pocket here on this Shimag, which I think is pretty cool. A lot of people aren't doing this. It's just something that I do. So yeah, I run a Shimag on that. So definitely, if I need to take it off, blend in with my environment, it gives me a good, nice cheek well, so I can get a good, nice purchase on this AK-47. And then I have the pocket in here where I can hide and store things in. But yeah, the Wazr 10, it's not an Arsenal. It's not a Zastava, which I do have a Zastava. Okay, I have a Zastava, guys. But it was something to do. You know, it was my first AK. It was special to me, and I wanted to make it an apocalyptic build. I have some writing scripts on here as well that I put AK-47. I took a knife and I engraved that in there. I got here, it says victory there, and then it says glory, and it says death. And then I got 2 little arrows here where it says glory or death, and it's pretty much pointing up to the bolt carrier group, meaning, hey, look, it's my glory, it's your death. So I thought that was pretty cool to do. Also on the side, if we turn it over on this side, I've got some more engravings I've done, okay? And I actually did it in Russian letters. This one says the apocalypse, and then if you look closely here, I engraved here, it says drink more vodka. Russia, drink more vodka. So yeah, Robsky was right. The Wazr 10, it is the gateway drug to the AK. I started with the Wazr 10, and eventually I went and got a Zastava. I can't compare the two. The Zastava is a great AK-47. The bolt carrier is much smoother. The mags, the hole for the mags, the mag well is much smoother, and hey, you get what you pay for. But building this, like I said, I've shot in about 1,000 or 2,000 rounds to it, and I never had a jam with a Wazr. So if you're second guessing about buying a Wazr, no, I don't care what anyone says on social media platforms or YouTube videos. The Wazr 10 is a excellent, excellent AK-47, and I highly, highly recommend it. You don't have to build it to the specs I've done to make it an apocalyptic build. That's just something I wanted to do. You know, I was bored, like I said, during COVID, and I said, you know, I want to make a cataclysm weapon. So that's pretty much what I did here. And I think that's it. Oh, I also added a AOG trigger, AOG spring inside here. And that also does kind of help with the recoil. But, you know, there's only so much you can do to minimize AK-47, that 7.62x39 recoil. On one of my AKs, I do run a Atlantic Dragon, and it shoots flat. This is not what this is made for. So this only shoots flat, somewhat flat, because of the weight of that foe suppressor. But other than that, it's very concussive. And hey, your Atlantic Dragon is very concussive too, but it keeps that gun flat. So like I said, this was something that I wanted to do. I don't see a lot of people on YouTube that have apocalyptic AK-47s. I've seen a few, but there's not a lot out there. And a lot of people aren't doing it with the Walzer. So you gotta think too, you know, Walzers used to be, hell, $500 maybe, five something. And COVID now, hell, the Walzers are going for like $900 out the door. So I think this Walzer cost me almost $1,000. It was like $980, $990 with tax, and that's not even adding my FFL fee. So I paid about $1,000 for a Walzer, a freaking Walzer, which is still a great gun. Another note, I do not own this firearm anymore. So a buddy of mine, he liked it so much when I showed it to him. He offered me a pretty good price for it that he gave me an offer I couldn't refuse. So yeah, I actually don't own this firearm anymore. I sold it to him, but I told him when I was starting the War Machine Company channel that, you know, I asked him if I can borrow it to review it. I wanted people to see it, and he said he's a good guy, real cool guy named Terrence, and he said, yeah, you know, definitely, man. Whenever you want to borrow it, shoot it. You know, it's yours. So I mean, this is pretty much the my apocalyptic AK, or was my apocalyptic AK. But everything I've done to it came out good. It still shoots very fine and very accurate. Very accurate. So yeah, if you want a Walzer 10, get one. You know, don't believe anything the naysayers. They say, oh, Walzer 10 is a piece of shit. Don't buy it. No, it's very durable. It works. It works, guys. And like I said, definitely hit like, subscribe, and comment. Comment on if you guys like this or not. And I love it. Terrence don't know, but I'm probably gonna buy it back from him. I may have to. I'm sure he's gonna up the price on me, but yeah, I love it, and I actually missed this firearm, so I actually may purchase it back from him. But like I said, guys, comment on it and let me know what you guys think about this Walzer 10 apocalyptic build. This is Angel War Machine Company. Thanks for tuning in, and you guys stay safe out there, stay in the fight. Love you guys, and have a good one. All right, here we go. Apocalyptic clap. I'm Angel Business with War Machine Company, and delete how to set up your battle belt. I left that up there. AK drug to the AK world. All right, you've seen things like this from certain movies, like the one with Matt Damon. What's the movie called again?
Elysium.
Elysium. All right, let's do this again. Picatinny Rail. Thank you, Jordan. That's camera guy Jordan. You gotta correct me on that. That's a blooper right there. That's a blooper right there. There you go. All right, you can leave it like that. You can leave it like that.
Whiskey Mike, you are clear RTB.
Yeah, this is War Machine Company tracking. We are RTB at this time.